Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of VH1's Couples Retreat Season 2, Episode 4, called Secrets Revealed. So we picked up where we left off last week with Daniel talking mumbo jumbo, saying, well, all these questions pertain to love, and you know how me and Jess feel about each other. And I told you last week, Jess was pissed off. She's saying she don't want to say nothing. But like Ronnie and Styles P are like, no, you need to express how you feel. But of course, I feel like she was getting on the verge of saying how she feels. But of course, here come AJ and John's ass coming to interrupt the whole little exercise that Shamari and Ronnie got planned for them. So I guess they're about to do another exercise that they have planned for the retreat. And then we get Daniel's clown ass in the confessionals, not understanding why everybody's upset with him for being honest. Nigga, you just told us last week that you knew you were being petty and that you were being petty on purpose to get under Jess's skin. I keep wanting to call her Jessica. I think that's her name, but to get under Jess's skin. So now you don't understand why people are upset with you for being honest. No, you understand why. You just don't want to admit that you just doing all this for play for the TV show. So like I said, I'm not trying to give Daniel more attention than he needs, so we're going to move on. So the exercise they're going to do for that day, because they do another one later on in the evening, is they are doing a speed dating exercise where everybody's going to intermingle with everyone and ask each other about the games they play with their significant others. So for the most part, it goes by well. Everybody's asking each other questions about why they do the things they do. So I didn't write down word for word what they said because for the most part, after this being the 4th episode, it's just the same thing, just a different way they're explaining about why they got the issues they got going on in their relationship, how they feel about it. So it's the same thing, different episode, different environment. There's nothing really to discuss on other than the fact that Shamari got a bird that pooped there in the middle of her forehead. And she looked traumatized and she's froze. And AJ is like, oh, it's the freezing for me. Or something to that effect. She didn't say it like that. She didn't say it word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. Yeah, for me, I would, to be honest, if a bird done pooped on my forehead, I might just be like, what the hell? And wipe it off real quick with my blouse or shirt. No matter what I got on, I'm going to wipe it off. And probably go wash that shit. Or if I don't have water and soap accessible to me at that point in time, I'm going to get some hand sanitizer and rub my forehead with the hand sanitizer. Is that really the best thing to do for your skin? Probably not, but I need to sanitize my forehead. And even splatter on her arm. Listen, Shamari, you handled that well because everybody was laughing. Her husband was laughing. You know, it was a little kiki moment, but it's okay, Shamari. A lot worse be happening to people out in these streets, so it's okay. It's okay. But, you know, just make sure you wash your forehead, please. But we move on to the question of the week where all the couples are sitting together face to face in front of the waters and whatnot. So the question of this week is, who sacrifices more in the relationship and how do you feel about it? So, of course, I didn't write down word for word what they said, but Jess feels like she sacrifices more, understandably so. Rada feels like she sacrifices more, understandably so. And Kiana feels like she sacrifices more, understandably so. We didn't get to Shamari and Ronnie, Styles P, and Adjoa, and Claudia and KJ. So maybe, I guess they were 50-50 on that. So I guess the 3 couples that we know be having these situations, that's who they focused on for saying their answers and whatnot. So that was all with them. We move on to the couples they get together for dinner. But wait, before they even have the dinner, this was a strategically planned dinner by AJ and John, where it's going to be a trust exercise. So there's 2 tables, 6 chairs each. So obviously the girls are going to be separated from the guys. They didn't say that, but just from the previews where it was showing coming up, it was girls separated from the guys to sit down and talk. So the trust exercise is that because they're splitting up first, the girls sitting together and the guys sitting together, they have to swap their phones. So now a few people get tense before it goes to commercial for dramatic effect. So then it comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and pretty much some people swap their phones. KJ and Claudia swap their phones, but I guess last second they don't swap their phones because Claudia could see that KJ was getting a little being uncomfortable with it. So she's like, just to save the drama, they didn't swap their phones. Michael was just like, what I need to swap my phone for? What about privacy? So Nick gonna chime in like, yeah, what about privacy? Nick, please, you already swapped your phone with Kiana. You got nothing to do with this. You stay on your side, okay? This got nothing to do with you. You know Mike gonna do what Mike do. You already swapped your phone, Nick. Okay, that's it. Don't say nothing. Always want to put in his 2 cents, but don't want to do. Okay, listen, Nick, please. I already feel bad for you at the end of this episode. Please, just stop. Don't stop talking. Shamari and Ronnie swapped their phones, no hesitation. Ajwa and Styles P swapped their phones with no hesitation. AJ asked Jess, are you guys swapping your phone? She said no. So, of course, Daniel's like, I stick beside her, with that decision. But Jess was looking at him like, we're not doing it because you didn't want to. So she lets it be known that Daniel was feeling uncomfortable. So pretty much the people who didn't swap their phones, the couples that didn't swap their phones, was mainly because the males didn't feel comfortable with swapping their phones. So this is when they split up. The girls sitting with the girls, the guys sitting with the guys. John stood there, talked to them for like 2 seconds and left. But AJ sat with them for the dinner. They didn't seem like they really ate, to be honest with you. But okay, it's dinner, salad, whatever. So, of course, the girls sitting down to talk about their issues that they got with their couples, of course, couples retreat. And Rada, I don't want to talk too much about Rada and Mike, what they got going on, because it's the same situation, different episode. But Rada talking about she confused and just hope you're not talking to some other bitch on the phone about her. Girl, that's not. I don't think he's talking to about you to another girl. He probably trying to set up appointments with other girls to see when they gonna fuck. Listen, I'm sorry if that's vulgar for some folks, but listen, you gotta be, as Daniel says, honest about what it is. He ain't talking to other girls. Me personally, I don't think he's talking to other girls about Rada. I think he's really just trying to see when he could hit the girl he's talking to, chatting with on the phone. And he probably don't want her to see that it's more than 12 girls. Because, he only get 1 pass a month, but it's probably 1 pass a week for all we know. That's 52 girls. If it's different girls. So I don't know what to tell you, Rada's, same thing, different episode, but then she goes on to say she wants an answer by the end of the retreat if whether or not he's gonna stick to the rules because she can't keep doing this no more. And if she leaves, she ain't coming back. Okay, she didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But at this point, Rada, I don't believe a lick of what you just said. Because you said this exact same thing last season, which I already expressed in the beginning of this season, and you're gonna stick beside him, and I'll believe it when I see it. You talk all this talk, Rada, but you with the girls, you talk all this talk, but behind closed doors when you're with Michael, do you say this? I highly doubt it. So you can say all you want to in front of the girls, in front of AJ, in front of me, in America, the producers, but at the end of the day, we don't believe you. I don't even think you believe yourself, okay? And I think I already said this in the beginning of this season. So, Rada, you can say all you want to say. We don't believe you. We'll believe it when we see it. Okay, so then we move on to Jess. She cries, sheds a tear because she's never been treated like this in all her relationships, even when she was with Country Wayne. Now, I know who Country Wayne is. Did I know they were together? Honestly, no, because I don't be checking for celebrities like that. So I don't know what the situation is. Supposedly, I guess she found out he was married, and from what Claudia was saying, he humiliated her. I don't know in what way. Maybe just because she thought they were going to be something, and he was married this whole time. That's what she meant. I don't know. But when Claudia asked her if she would choose between Country Wayne and Daniel, she said Country Wayne because Daniel treats her like crap. So if you know Daniel treats you like crap and that's the worst relationship you've been in, for all your relationships, you said not even your baby daddy who cheated on you the moment he found out you were pregnant. So can you answer to me, Jess, why are you still with this guy? Please, why are you still with this man? Because y'all together in relationship for 8 months, but this is 8 months. Y'all should be in the lovey-dovey stage. Am I wrong for that? I would think you guys would still be in the lovey-dovey stage, but there's no affection from the beginning of the relationship for that whole 8 months. No affection, and that's what you want. And you still with the guy after 8 months of no affection? Make it make sense, Jess. That's why nobody believes you're in a real relationship. I feel sad and hurt. I felt for you for crying and shedding tears and stuff because I'm like, oh, you crying because you had snot coming from your nose. That's that real cry. You didn't do the ugly cry like we be doing, but listen, you got snot coming from your nose, so that's not a little dab of a tear. Like, nah, you really crying. So while I do feel for you, Jess, I'm just questioning why are you still with this guy if you know he's treating you like trash and it's the worst relationship you've been in. I mean, get your check, get your money how you can, but at the same time, I hope after this retreat, y'all just part ways since y'all been together for 8 months, so to speak. I don't know. Okay. But we move on to the guys. They sit together. Obviously, they were sitting together for dinner. And Michael was talking about he don't need to give his phone because if you go looking through someone's phone, you're going to find something that you don't want to find. So he got bitches that are dead that are still hitting him up. He had his phone since 1998. He got so... All right, Michael, he going to make a joke any which way he can to be a comedic relief. But at the same time, it's like, we know you full of S-H-I-T or sugar honey iced tea, as some people say. Michael, listen, okay, I'm gonna laugh at your jokes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna laugh at your jokes, but at the same time, Michael, you know what it is, and Ronald probably knows what it is. I know what it is. America knows what it is. So at this point, are we surprised? No. So then we get to Nick, confessing his love for Kiana. They've been there, done that. She even says that on her end too. And in the middle of him talking about, he believes in her, he understands how she's feeling, and, is okay with her going to school, so to speak, because Ronnie asked him, so are you okay with her going back to school? He says, yeah, because he understands she needs to find herself as well. But, he probably has a little, like, I don't want to be having to do all the stuff with the kids and whatnot. In the middle of him saying all that, he gets a ring. Well, Kiana's phone rings, and I guess it's a text message from Nick, which is obviously Kiana has his phone saying that she loves him. And, she just appreciates that he was willing to give her phone. So all the guys commend him. And even Michael's like, dang, I should have gave Rada my phone. Oh, maybe you should have. Maybe you would have got a text or something too, Mike. Oh. But, I thought it was cute that she did text him. That's something I would do. But we get to Daniel's clown ass at the dinner. He defended himself about why he talked to Jess the way he do and says there has to be boundaries of why he didn't give her his phone, and he's just not there yet to be comfortable enough to just swap phones with her. So, of course, Styles P and Ronnie are, laying it into him of why it's wrong the way he thinks. And he just keeps defending himself for what he does. Once again, you guys can talk to him all you want, but I don't think he doesn't know what he's doing is wrong. It's just he doesn't care. Okay, he's just being petty with it. He's just doing this for show, just to get ratings on TV, because they came with an agenda. Jess and Daniel, me personally, I believe they came with an agenda. Let's just rile up some feathers. We're just here for the check, so might as well have fun while we do it. Yeah, she cried and everything, and I believe they're real tears. And if it's a real relationship, Jess, you need to get the hell out. But I don't think it's a real relationship. I think they're just doing this for the show. So to go about this way, to be on the show, you're an ass for that, Daniel. But at this point, I mean, it ain't real. So we move on to Rada. She does a video diary. I guess there's supposed to be some type of after party after the dinner, and Rhonda was like she didn't want to go, so she ain't go. So the after party consists of Shamari, Ronnie, KJ, and Claudia. So I guess it was supposed to be with Michael and Rada. So it was supposed to be a triple date, so to speak. So they're talking about all the couples, and while they're talking about the couples, Mike walks in with a bottle of Henny and a deck of playing cards. He was ready to just chill and play, but he didn't know he was about to walk into an intervention of them asking why is he treating Rada the way he does. So, they're Claudia's asking him questions like, if you had to choose between the 12 girls that you get a year or Rada, who would you choose? And he said Rada, but if he had to choose between commitment and just being loosey-goosey with these chicks, he would be loosey-goosey with these chicks, because he's like, what's the point of being committed and lying and cheating when I could just do what I want without having to deal with all that? So it kind of conflicting a little bit, but at the end of the day, he went in confessional, told us he's trying to figure out why everybody worried about his relationship. That's not in his relationship. Rada knows what it is, and she knows what they got going on, and she's fine. And I don't think she's fine, Michael, but at the end of the day, Rada, you know what it is. At this point, you trying to turn a hoe into a house husband. He already told you what it was since season 1. I don't know why we're here still in season 2. Rada, at the end of the day, you know, by being with this man, you're going to have to share him. Now, if you're not willing to deal with that, unfortunately, you're going to have to leave. I know she doesn't want to, because she doesn't want to start over and find new dick. But listen, Rada, you got to figure out what you want at the end of the day. If you're willing to deal with sharing your man, then I don't want to hear nothing else about this. And if you're not, then you're going to have to leave, because there's no point of being at unrest and not at peace with your life because you're with a man that you love, but you just hate the fact that he can't just deal with your pussy without having to deal with somebody else's pussy. So, Rada, you just going to have to leave. And if you're not willing to deal with that, well, I'm going to need you to just shut up and deal with being with a man. You're going to have to choose one or the other. And I'm sorry if that sounds vulgar, like I don't care, but this is season 2. I don't care. She's grown enough to know what she should do, and the decision's up to her, because at the end of the day, Michael, he probably won't care. He proposed to her, but he probably won't care, because at the end of the day, he already made it known, I'm still gonna be fucking these other hoes. So she knows what it is. So what does that tell you, Rada? I shouldn't have to be telling you this season 2 episode 4 when we already dealt with this in season 1. I'm not gonna come back, but I still came back because he proposed. If you just with him for the money, just say that. Like, there's plenty of females who with a nigga for money. So if you just with Michael for money at this point, just say that. Maybe ask him if you can get a one passy a month. I don't know. Make a new contract. I don't know. But yeah, that's it with them. We get to Jess and Daniel arguing in the bedroom about how Daniel be embarrassing Jess and disrespects her in Publix. And Jess telling her she called them to get another room. And it seems like when she gets in her room or when she's by herself, she's crying and hurt and pain. And it's like, Jess, well, you just need to leave him at this point. If he's doing all this to you, you need to leave. There ain't no point in being with a man that's going to disrespect you and stuff in Publix, even though you guys probably concocted this storyline to get ratings on the show for the money. I don't know if you get bonus for being the head of the storyline. I don't know. But just just leave this man at this point. It's 8 months. Y'all ain't got nothing going on. Y'all don't even love each other at this point. So be done. Do what you need to do, I guess, for this season. But just be done after this, please. And Daniel does a video diary the next morning saying he needs to get better at his delivery. And it's not what you say, it's how you say. It's not what you say, but how you say it. We've been saying this since the day one, Daniel. This once again proves to me that you know what you need to do. You know how you be talking reckless. So I don't want to hear you talking about, maybe I'm just not saying it the right way. And she's very kind at heart. Daniel, you knew that. So all this that you saying your little video diary and stuff, I don't want to hear it because you know what you did and you was just doing it for play. So you could keep that. Why don't you go talk to Jess behind closed doors and apologize to her for all the crap you done said. But I don't believe this relationship anyway, so I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about it. We get Jess, she does a video diary and says at the end of the day it's all about respect. Okay, but you're still with the guy. You still didn't, dump him yet. I guess you're waiting for him to be better, Jess? Or just maybe waiting for the end of the season. I don't know. But last scene we get is Nick. He's talking on the phone. I guess he's talking to his mom. And comes to find out that his father had a stroke, unfortunately, and he fell down the stairs. So, of course, he's at the hospital and has been unconscious for 2 days. So, of course, he's like, he wants to finish the retreat, but at the same time, he has to be there with his family. Kiana says she completely understands and 100% supports him in all of it. So, they pack their bags and get in his Tesla and ride off into the sunrise, because I believe it was in the morning. So right off into the sunrise. He said he doesn't know if they're going to come back. They're probably not going to come back because this is episode 4. Last season, it was only 6 episodes, I believe. So I don't think you guys are going to come back. And that's okay if you don't, because it's about to be over anyway. So in the words of Shawnee O'Neal, thank you for your services. We probably won't see you next season if there's a next season. And just best of luck to you and your relationship. I mean, first and foremost, your dad, but you and y'all's relationship. And hopefully you learn something in this, both Kiana and Nick. And that's where the episode ends. Then we're going to see Drunken Love next week with Shamari and Ronnie. Because she's going to be too focused on cussing Daniel out. So that's it. There was not much going on this episode. I'm sorry if this review was lackluster. This episode was lackluster. But hopefully there's more entertaining things to talk about next episode, since we're going to see a new couple, meaning Shamari and Ronnie, kind of show their asses a little bit. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment. You could comment on stuff other than Daniel, because we don't want to talk about Daniel no more. Do you think Nick has grown in this 4 or 5 days that he's been here? Do you think Kiana's grown? Since, we're probably not going to see them for the rest of the season. So you let me know what you guys thoughts, think, comments on it. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.